Friday, September the 5th. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Randy, kick off roll call. I'm here.
Cox is here.
Abbott here.
Executive Director Rogers present.
For a motion to approve the agenda today.
So moved.
There's that public comment clipboard way over there.
Sorry, buddy.
So, motion on approval. Aye. It's that 2 days.
We'll keep this right.
Thank you. Okay, I'm sure you folks that are going to speak this morning read the statement above, so I'll just remind you that you can address the board, the meeting, for 3 minutes, identify yourself, and remarks should be directed to the board as a whole, not individuals. And we're looking for respect at all times, no disruptive, rude behavior, personal attacks. Thank you. Michelle, you're up first.
Oh, going backwards?
Yep.
Okay. Shaking it up.
You guys so dressed up, we thought you put your
I'm always stressed.
She's always dressed.
My name is Michelle Mandarin, address on file, I live in Hudson. I want to first apologize for last time I was here. I was pretty flustered because the video I saw, and I heard that this individual that attacked Kathy has domestic violence background, and I am a victim of domestic violence, and that's why I was very upset about it. So I wanted to apologize for my anger, but anyway, I came here today because I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the property that you guys are selling, the first bid that you guys have is an individual that's promising you to build the facility and lease it back. Is that correct?
Well, we'll find out in a few minutes.
Okay.
The
Okay, well-
presentations are about to get started.
Okay, well, I'm a Republican, and I'm very involved politically, and I go to the REC, I am a committee woman, and I know that you guys are not you're under a microscope by the legislators. You know, everything that's happened with this property is because this is not welcome, and I personally believe if you guys are gonna get the lease back, that's gonna be like a rope-a-dope. I think you guys should really think about that before, you make that decision, because you guys are being looked at, and you should do the right thing and think about the people and what the taxpayers are asking for. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, great, thank you. Kathy Julian, in regards to the property sale today, go ahead.
I found it interesting a few months ago when Commissioner Kopp stopped awarding of the architectural contract for renovating the existing campus. I actually agreed with him, that may shock some people, on the observation that if they kept the owner's rep from the campus project, they should have kept the architect. Though I really think, as these were completely different projects, both should have had their contracts ended and bid should have started when the architectural bidding started. Fast forward to last month's meeting, and Commissioner Koch is all intrigued by a national company coming in, buying the property if, and only if, they have a contract to lease it back to the district. My assumption is they would build the complex that was to have been built and lease it to the district so they could in fact get around the legislator's direction to sell the property. Now it all makes sense. The cancellation of the architect had to happen. If they were under contract with the renovation, it would have been complicated to do a leaseback deal. Clearly, when looking at the list that was provided of the many offers on the property, number 2 should be in the number 1 slot. I am not an expert, but I did get an expert opinion or two, and that was the consensus. No leaseback plan, sell the property. The district has no business deciding what the property should be sold for. The Pasco County Mosquito Control District has no real objective besides liquidating, as you have been instructed. I am not a fan of all the construction occurring in the county, but clearly Pasco County Mosquito Control District is not tasked with zoning. There is a zoning board and the BOCC who make those decisions. Please stay in your lane, learn to manage your own affairs before you tell others what to do. As my hero, Coach Lou Holtz, who I recently had the honor of meeting, would say, do the right thing. Do everything to the best of your ability and show the people you care. In this case, the taxpayers of Pasco County.
Thank you for your comments. And last up today, we have John Cub.
John Cub, 1335 Solitaire Place. I heard a rumor last week, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was like a deal or something that if you guys got rid of the property, mosquito control wouldn't be dissolved. I mean, if that's true, is something like that legal, ethically, or whatever? I mean, I was shocked when I heard that. That's why, I'm bringing this up. I mean, that doesn't sound good. All right, so if you guys do keep this property, once again, you're gonna put a bandage on it again. It's like taking an old rusty car and painting it. Just doesn't, there's so many things wrong with this place. I mean, the walls on some of the bars over there are rusted out on the bottom. I mean, I've been here 21 years, so I've seen a lot. I would need a lot more than 3 minutes to talk about this place. But, I don't know why couldn't people just stay out of it? I mean, you guys had some of the money to build this place already. What other, place does that? Has some of the money already down? I mean, twice I think I've said what the population is here, 247,000. In '85, now there's 656,000. And, they say by 2050 there's gonna be 1 million people. And you're using a place that was, back then, they didn't even spray the east side of the county. It was pretty much just the west side. And, it really needs to be centrally located. I mean, when I would go out to, when I would go out to Trilby to put a trap or bleed the hens or whatever, it would take an hour and 15 minutes to get out there. To set one trap or draw blood. And if it was more centrally located, it would be a lot better. But to me, it's a no-brainer. You need a new place. Adrian had the foresight to do that. And now what's gonna happen is, maybe in 5-10 years, we need a bigger place. Well, look what the prices are gonna be then. It's just crazy. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. I don't know if this is just something that is put aside by a group that they just wanna get it out to make trouble or whatever. But, it's just not right. You really do need a new place. And like I said, wait to see what the prices are gonna be in 5 or 10 years. Thanks.
Thank you,
Talk to
John.
the legislators.
So, you mentioned rumor, you mentioned social media, but just to remind you that you and everybody else can talk to any commissioner at any time.
Okay.
And that's probably the best way to approach it. Social media is just garbage in, garbage out. So certainly not an area you should look for, a resource.
Yeah,
But, you do have representatives
yeah, I will do that.
that are countywide representatives.
Okay.
So any one of us at any time.
All right, thanks.
Talk to
Thank you
Kevin
all
Steele.
for your comments. The hearing that we had last night, I wanted to comment on that. I think went very well. And it's really good that we're looking at and finding ways to cut our millage rates once again this year. I do believe that after being here almost 20 years now, that we've got the best board in place that we've ever had. And we're in a fair to good financial situation due to the decisions that you all have made. The other thing is the recruitment of staff over the last 6 years has brought us the experts, top-notch people, and, it really showed yesterday at the meeting. We had, 2 public input, which was good, and then we had another 500,000 customers, 500,000 customers that are satisfied with our services. If they weren't, you would've seen them here yesterday. Michael, from working in government, that, when you have this sort of a situation that, generally at tax time, if, people aren't, in front of you complaining, loads of emails, petitions, whatever, then you know that, they're satisfied that we're providing public health, so. I just want to keep this all in perspective, that, things are going well. So today, is a special meeting, and we're going to have, Renee from Berkshire Hathaway, talk to us about some good offers. I've had a chance to review them, and our goal today is to select one of those offers and move towards a contract. Right now, this is still at the letter of intent stage, so, the next stage will be contract. Do you have anything to say before we get underway?
I do, thank you, Chairman. The board has remained committed to the sale of this property with the goal of securing the best price for the taxpayers while also ensuring a responsible and transparent process. At the August board meeting, you all made the decision to postpone awarding the sale to any one of the offers, with the intent to allow for the top 5 companies to revise their offers, look for final and best to present to the board, an opportunity to revise those offers and get to where something more comfortable for what you were all looking for. And I think this strategic step gave each of the companies a chance to sharpen their proposals, and as a result, what we saw was that the final offers came in and reflected higher purchase price, improved contingencies, which I know is certainly a concern, compared to the original submission. So I think this today offering the chance and opportunity to review those revised final offers with that intent to, as Chairman said, to make a decision, selection of the buyer, so that we can move into drafting a contract. But I think it showed a great step in fiscal stewardship, trying to maximize the value on behalf of the taxpayers and getting additional money in those offers. So I commend the board for taking that step. So we have Renee here today to present the 5 revised offers.
So before Renee comes up, a couple of things. First off, as required by law, I want to disclose that I have met with several parties involved in an ex parte arrangement. Very common for commissioners to meet with people prior to making a decision. So I have met with Eastern Meridian Property Group and also St. John's Properties. And I've actually had some other conversations with some potential buyers who actually did not submit any type of offers. So there's no reason to disclose who those parties are. But so I wanted that onto the record that I have met with those 2 groups. And I also want to say that I'm just not going to operate in the conspiracy theory world and all the malarkey that gets put out on social media as to try to make aspersions of what's going on or what's not going on. What I said about the leaseback arrangement was that it was an interesting offer. That's what I said. And it was industrial, which is, I have since 1994, I've been around this place a long time, and since 1994, I've said that what we need is more job-generating projects in this county and less residential. So my record's been quite consistent on that for a very long period of time. Unfortunately, we didn't get that kind of interest in this property. So, the next thing to do is to look at these offers and which one is best for the district, which is best for the taxpayers of the county, and is a more palatable project in my eyes. So, with that, I'll shut up.
Renee, you got the floor.
Good morning, Commissioners and Adrian. Thank you so much. I have Dewey,
Randy, do you have something? No. Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Commercial. I have Dewey Mitchell here, online. He's
Is that
at the
good?
airport, so, I don't know.
You have
what
his
the camera
forehead
is
online, you don't really have his,
Right.
you have his forehead there.
But if I
Okay.
could start, the St. John's properties, the representative from there has asked us to take them off the list and not, consider them, moving forward. So we are, down to the other four candidates, and, I know, Commissioner Abbott had asked for, deposit monies to be hard after, the inspection period, and of the four, offers that came in, we do have one that has agreed to, money going hard after, inspection, irregardless of what happens afterwards. So I'm, here to answer any questions that you have. I do want to, and I don't know how this works, but there are a couple of the letter of intents that do have, confidentiality clauses in there, so I don't know how that works with open forum.
That was first on my list. I'm thinking, after we had a public meeting and they reviewed that public meeting, why in the world did they put confidentially back on it again?
I think it's just a standard letter of intent,
Yeah,
you
okay,
know,
so.
so.
not
They're,
gonna-
they're used to buying from private entities.
Right,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
Okay, well,
I.
thanks for bringing that up, cause that was number one on my list, to go like, why in the world would we see this again? Boilerplate.
So, and furthermore, Berkshire Hathaway was tasked with putting the property out on the market. We do not represent any of the buyers. We are here to facilitate what you guys need us to do, moving forward.
So before we move on from this conference